Hello. Welcome back. Good to see you, Pseudo. So we're going to start with the side quest in the main game with the Banuk and get some lore on them too so that we have a better understanding of what we're getting into with the Frozen Wilds lore-wise.
Lore. Yeah. It's so funny.
What?
How they call it lore.
What?
I feel like they just had like, I don't know. I feel like 20 years ago they didn't call like text in game lore.
Oh, well, I'm talking like anything that you could find on it too.
Oh no, I'm thinking about it because you go in there and it's like notebook, it's lore, you know. It's very common now to call it that. You have no types of this arrow. What?
That's a dirty lie.
It said 0. Look.
That's so weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, well, I can't get that way. I don't think.
I don't think this is the path either.
This is not the way.
Again.
Unless I zigzag it. Switchbacks, baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah! Oh, it's saying you have 0 notched. Interesting. Ooh! I didn't know that you could do that ahead of time like that. Well, I mean, it makes sense, but... Okay.
Do all 3 arrows do the same amount?
They're supposed to, if they hit. Well, that was easy.
Another Banuk figurine.
And here's my little village. So you can switch bows and it saves the amount knocked. Ooh!
Knock them all.
Knock 'em all. Gotta knock 'em
Knock 'em
all.
up.
Gotta knock 'em
No,
all.
knock them up.
Tell the birds to flock off or I'll knock 'em up.
This has to be the Banuk camp
Knock 'em
that
up.
Bill was talking about.
So
what happened to
weird.
the
They say even the ice in the grove rings with the blue light. The spirits call.
Okay, so they're calling it the blue light now too. Yeah, the Banuk know how to make their their target practice. Almost find all the Banuk figures. I almost always have 3 knocked of the arrow, almost like we need on each bow. That's so cool.
How do you knock it?
I don't know how to do it on the controller.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm targeting and then pressing R,
Okay.
which is the take all button.
Okay.
I can't.
So that's Y on the controller.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Nora, so far from the embrace.
The machines are docile. It's like they've already been overridden.
Spirits reveal themselves to you.
Shoot it.
To see these machines up close like this, it's...
Grazer dung.
I'm sorry?
Frozen grazer dung. This Ravager led me here. I chased it down from the rivals, where it killed a great ice hunter. Tore him in 2. The challenge I accepted. But when it reached this camp, the Fury left it.
Isn't that a good thing?
Tikuk says it's a gift. What is a gift but a reward that you didn't earn? The machines are meant to challenge us. Now I'm stuck here guarding the shamans.
Pseudo says hold left trigger and hit right bumper tap.
Okay.
I can feel myself growing old.
Oh, Thunderjaw.
Pew pew.
Greetings, Nora. I am Tikuk.
Shaman. I've never seen anything like this.
The blue light is strong here. My people traveled far from the heights of Ban-Ur to
He
experience
has
it for
this
themselves.
stuff woven in his skin.
Blue light.
The light of the machine spirits.
The other shaman
It is
did too.
all around us. It settles upon us. This is how it used to be, before they grew angry.
I know about the derangement, but I didn't think the machines were ever this calm. What is it about this place?
We don't really know. We sing and we listen to the machine songs.
The machines sing to you?
To each other. You are a hunter. You must have heard their communions and hymns, their calls and cries. We're not meant to understand, but we shamans try to interpret. What is the song that angered them so, that turned them upon us? What song soothes them? Does it thrum in the air here, just outside of hearing?
Probably, and you're gonna
How
be
can we
pissed when I
heal
mess it up.
the machine world?
What's with the big guy?
I was drawn to this place in a storm. At first, I thought the keening was the wind, snapping off the mountain's frozen face. But no, it was the Thunderjaw's song. I found it crouched on its haunches, its metal unmoving, and I took shelter beneath it. When the storm cleared, its singing done, perhaps the spirit left its great shell, or perhaps it slumbers and remains. So we have not stripped and gleaned this one. We treat it with the care it is owed.
Tikuk, have any other Outlanders come through here recently?
Some Asaram, yes. They were convinced the machines were malfunctioning. As if machines were mere devices in need of repair. Well, that is how the Asaram see the world, is it not? They ate with us. Then, when they were satisfied there was nothing they could explain, they left with the Northern Light.
Do you mind if I look around more, Tikuk?
Speak, trade, listen. You are welcome. No harm will come to you here.
So it's not
People
the
want to
Banuk
see
that
this
are doing
world for
this.
themselves. The
There's something
shamans
about
are
this
the wise,
place.
not the wrong.
They
Like,
get
can I do this quest without messing it up?
You're trying to understand the machines here too?
Yes, Nora. I'm taking my time with my studies. Between you, me, and the spirits, I appreciate peace. Not just from the machines. There are many changes in Ban-Ur. The hunters and shamans bicker without end.
What about?
How best to deal with a harsher world. The hunters, they don't want it back the way it used to be. And we shamans find ourselves able to explain less and less. So many are exiles now, sent to wander. Here, no one argues. So I welcome mystery.
I'm just gonna kind of read the figures.
Focus and find something.
Bannock figures are a type of collectible found across the world of Horizon Zero Dawn.
There.
These figures have the appearance of small braziers made of fabric, straw, and
I
sticks.
better look into it.
A total of 6 figures are found on the tops and ledges of the mountainous
This is
regions,
how the Banuk must have gotten
and
there.
reaching their location requires a fair amount climbing.
They are mountain men.
You can map Bannock figures can be purchased from merchants and shows the approximate location of all Bannock figures.
You can keep going.
These figures were created by the legendary Bannock hunter Arnak, who was exiled from Ban Ur for killing his chief. Arnak created the figures during his exile as messages to his son, Tektuk, and left. No, that's Tik-Tuk.
Oh.
Tik-Tuk was the guy that we just talked to. Tektuk is a different guy.
Okay.
And left the figures in locations that reminded him of his homeland.
Good sign, I guess.
Each figure is found amidst the elaborate geometric paintings created by Arnak, and
You can't just leave us here.
contains a letter from Arnak
Oops.
to.
I didn't push a button. I just walked up to him.
Can buy a conscience.
Never mind that. Nora girl, you have to stop the others. Up ahead, we snuck up here. Uncovered some kind of ancient device, plain as an anvil. That's what affects the machines.
The other bungheads voted to take it to Pitchcliff for auction. But it's taken a beating already. Like it dropped from the sky.
We tried to stop them being around. Without that thing up here, those Banuk will be massacred.
I'll stop them. You two get out of here. Sounds like you've already done enough damage.
Well, that's a fair appraisal.
Okay, so it's not me that's gonna mess it up. It's some other person, so I guess that's okay.
You bunch of chuff scum.
What have you done?
Who are you? You're not one of those Banuk.
Too late. Let me look at it.
Hold on. This was our delve. We did the work. You want to put your axe in? What's this thing worth to you?
I don't know about this. This was your idea. You started it, you can finish.
All right. Could be this thing is just scrap, but even scrap has a price. So I'll ask again, what's it worth to you?
It's worth more to me than you are. You still want to negotiate?
Forget it. All he's ever given me is black toes.
They've made a mess of this. Catastrophic malfunction. This is from long ago. And it's been sending a signal all this time. Fading out. I have to get back to the camp before the machines tear it apart.
Too late.
Set anything on fire.
Set all the things on
Save.
fire.
Okay, don't.
What?
Save.
Oh, save. Sorry, I thought you said C. I should get this one more off my ear. My headphones aren't as good as being off one ear as yours are. Just jump right off.
No, they've already started attacking.
Well, she's happy about it.
The machines are angry. Keep your distance. Hunters, defend the camp. Do it fast.
Yes. Roar and
Knock
rend.
them up.
I don't feel it.
This is the time!
Hey.
You still got it?
Yeah. I think one of them did.
No, you did.
Now you'll hear my song, machine. A sharp song.
Whoops.
Peace. There's only a side effect. He's not gonna be happy about this.
Oh,
Sometime after Arnok's exile, his tribe declared him innocent and came to view him as a wandering hero. Arnok's figures are now considered valuable artifacts to the Banuk and can be traded to the Karja envoy Kantara for special treasure boxes. There are 6 figures divided evenly into 3 sets.
Okay.
Nora, did you know this change would come upon us?
Not exactly. Although I know there is a lot changing in our world. This time it was outsiders. Those Oseram thought.
The Oseram do not think. They will never understand the balance between us, between man and machine. Now the blue light has gone, and we are left with many songs, but more for mourning than gratitude.
So what now? Will you go back to your homeland?
When we teach the young to walk on shifting ice, we say, the secret is taking one step, then the next. Perhaps one day, we will understand the machine's mysteries.
I hope so. Good luck, T-Cook.
Guess that one's closer. Where are you? Six viewers. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here.
It looks like there's no lore directly. Oh wait, no, here we are. I just scrolled down too far. On this peak I name you my son, that which I would not do before my exile. Signak, chieftain of my Warak.
Looking out at that tower. It looks like it's sending out a pulse or signal.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Signak, chieftain of my Warak, thought your blood was his, but the truth was clear as the color of the sky, painted in your eyes and mine. As I wandered alone in this foreign land, it is not Signak's death that wounds me, nor the memory of Illy, your mother, nor even the loss of Snow-Sheath Ban Urb.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Pseudo just gifted subscriptions to other people.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Ban Urb, my home, but instead that silence that lay between us. Who should have been father and son?
That's the first time that's happened.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's a big deal. I'm just trying to read the lore though.
I know, I'm sorry.
I just want to finish the last sentence. I'll paint my mark here before you and leave you this offering, though it will never touch the warmth of your hands. Tektuk.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
Neltuk?
Who are you? How did you find me?
Bergrand told me you'd be out here.
He's persistent. I've told that Oseram 1,000 times. I don't need to buy anything.
And I'm not selling. I just need to find Rhea.
Well, you won't. She's gone where only shamans can tread. She seeks guidance from the voice in the blue light. That is her task. And the task she gave me is to observe the daemon's work. To stop it spreading, if I can. What can I do about these towers? In only a few weeks, they've sprouted throughout the cut. The daemon's energy pulses from them. Rallies the machines, even repairs them.
Aratak said this daemon was frenzying machines.
Look there.
Those with the purple markings. They belong to the daemon. They're stronger, more dangerous.
I've seen something like this before.
Oh,
Corruption.
goodness. Just a moment. What did you do? Thank you so much, Jure. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, thank you.
Then you know more than I
So
do.
kind.
These towers, were they part of
Hello,
your approach?
Maverick Maniac. Welcome into
Those
the
are
chat.
too.
Like I said, they empower
Are
the
you a
daemon's
long-time
machines.
lurker?
They must be stopped.
Why am I tearing about your channel? It's not cool.
It's amazing.
It isn't yours. I'm sorry.
All right, you want to stop the spread of the daemon's work? I know how to get started. With my bow and spear.
No, we're gonna start with your
Wait.
triangle. Don't lie.
Aloy.
Good. If you fall to the daemon's machines, at least I can properly recount you.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Oh, shoot.
But I won't fall. And when I'm done, you're gonna tell me where she is.
Command shift escape. I need to hear that whole line read. What did he say?
I don't know. I think he was just like, if you fall, rah, 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 rah. Okay, so Maverick says he's a long-time lurker, usually playing something else while watching. Thank you. I think a lot of people end up doing that, and
Interesting.
by all means,
Maybe I
thank
could
you so
override
much for being here. Provides shock resistance.
You gotta pew pew the yellow thing when it's out.
Yeah. I'm just, it doesn't have a weakness, it doesn't look like.
Just stay out here if you can get it that way.
I thought you were like, that's a cheap way to do it.
I can get out of this.
Interesting. That did not take much. Oh, by the way, I put more ice coils on this.
Uh-huh.
So I can freeze a Thunderjaw in like 3 hits, I think.
Oh my goodness.
These guys are stronger.
Because they're in the Icelands or whatever. Oh, oh.
Oh. Now he's frozen. Must have knocked him into it, I guess. Let's see.
Back to your business.
As the months of my exile turn to years, I have thought long on what kept me from claiming you. Such a call could only be settled in blood. By the death of Signac, your chieftain, or my own. It is true I feared this battle, and his strength, but not as much as I feared its aftermath. The eyes of Illy, your mother, distant and dead, as they beheld the corpse of a maid. This I could not bear, and so I remained silent, ashamed. But fate is cold and cruel, and my fears came to pass despite me. I paint this mark in sorrow, and leave you this offering, though it will never touch the warmth of your hands.
So he banged the chieftain's wife?
Hey, probably. You got some balls doing that, you know?
Ha 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 ha.
Thank you for the pity laugh.
It can be destroyed.
Oh, yeah. In my exile, I often envision your eyes, wide and blue and dumbstruck,
You
as
are
the...
quite the warrior.
Don't talk to him.
Okay.
Don't talk to strangers. As the body of Signac, your chieftain, was laid before you, the Werak saw how I looked at his mate, Illy, your mother. To them, my guilt was as plain and sharp as the crack of spring ice. As they stripped me bare and left me to die on the glacier, the warmth of life departed me, but not the bitter will to hunt, to strive, to survive. Perhaps to prove I needed no one, least of all those who wronged me. I am only at peace when I paint my marks and craft these offerings to you, though they will never touch the warmth of your hands.
Does he end everyone with that?
Well, we haven't read every one yet, so I can't really answer
But
that.
so far, I mean...
So far.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. May I talk now?
Yes.
Now we know how to deal with the machines in the towers. The daemon's next.
Perhaps Ersa should meet you after all.
Thanks.
What she truly seeks is hope. After what I just saw, you could show her that. She's in retreat beyond those mountains, the ice rasps. You'll have to walk the shaman's path to get there. You'll know you've reached the end when you come to a shrine, a great machine covered in blue gleam. Shamans who complete the path take a piece of it as reward. If you make it that far, you should too. You'll have earned it.
I like his dreads.
You said something about blue gleam at the end of the shaman's path?
A crystal that builds on the bodies of machines in the oldest ice. We Banuk believe it's the stuff of the blue light, frozen as it escapes their shells. You might be more interested that merchants will trade well for it.
Bergren told me you're Araya's apprentice.
In her absence, I serve the chieftain and his werak as an advisor, a scout, a speaker for the blue light.
A lot of responsibilities.
I don't know if I can live up to Araya's example, but I have to try. I owe her that much. She took a chance on me, an aspiring shaman from the edge of the world. No one else would.
Were you with Ersa when they attacked the mountain?
I wish I had been, even with all that happened. I'm no warrior, though, so she bid me wait. When Ersa and the chieftain returned, I saw them argue bitterly. I don't know what about exactly. Then she came to me, gave me my task, and left us.
How do I cross this shaman's path?
Go to the ice rasps. Then follow the markers through the ice caves and the waterfalls, and make the climb to the shrine. But be careful. The path is meant to be an ordeal, the final trial of a young shaman's training.
And I'll find Ersa at the end of it?
No. She goes further up, somewhere inside the mountain. If you see her, would you tell her, I have faith she will hear the voice again.
I wonder what's securing that helmet to his head, because it looks extremely heavy. No, I mean, they tie it real tight around the skull.
Yeah, he just ties it all there.
Let's see.
Let's just go.
Yeah, but this other quest is also, like, right here.
Oh.
So.
Alright, I guess I'm off to the ice rasps to find this shaman's path.
There is much I would confess to you, but one thing I cannot. I did not kill Signac, our chieftain, who claimed to be your father. That night, I was alone in my tent, drunk with cold wine, dreaming as I always did, of Illy, your mother,
Tough, but
and her
I'm used to
sunset
it.
smile. You will never hear my testament, and my offering will never touch the warmth of your hands, but I paint my mark in the light of truth. I know I am guilty. I know what I am guilty of, and what I am not. I hope against hope that in your heart you know the same.
What are you? Okay, thank you for the tip, Pseudo. He says to look in all the nooks and crannies on the way up, because there are collectibles along the way. So far it's all forest and no crannies to nook in.
Wall hug the entire way.
Yeah. Oh, a car? Way up here. Well, I guess if this is Yellowstone, there would have been a lot of people.
Breath is ice. Before I even breathe out.
You're down 100 wood.
Demonic Snapjaw sounds fun.
Falsely accused, exiled, starving, and cold, I faltered. This I confess. As the death chills overcame me, I lost in will and purpose, and felt the bottomless callousness of fate. But then a vision, I saw in my mind's eye an endless white plain, with only a single figure, waiting. It was you, and I knew, in the death of, if not in life, I would see you again. When the chills faded, I rose with new hope. I painted my mark here for you, in anticipation of our meeting, and leave you this offering, though it will never touch the warmth of your hands.
I can only imagine that kind of pain.
This must be the
Not
ruined
being able
world
to
I
see
was
your
talking
child.
about.
Yeah.
Locked in. Floated too, like she said. Snap moss. Probably came from somewhere in the river. Follow the river and find its source.
Use the green things. They can fight each other.
Uh-oh. Hello. I'm gonna have to modify that. I never use shock. Do you use shock?
Nope.
Okay.
I only use this bow for corruption.
Okay.
So just do corruption on all three.
Sounds good. And we'll use the sling for freezing. Ah. Oh, they are incorruptible.
Okay then. Or did you not put enough corruption on him?
Did you see how far down it went? The tentacle thing said that it prevents corruption, but I thought that it was when it was just around it, but apparently not.
Okay.
Let's see what I've got on here. Yeah. Seems to work well for me anyway.
It is only because you will never read these glyphs that I can write them. After a lifetime of longing, I spent only a single night with Illy, your mother. A memory that I cherished, but she reviled. A burning coal of guilt she carried in her belly, and so I wonder, was her guilt laid bare the night Signac, our chieftain, was killed? Did he discover the truth? Was she forced to defend herself? If only I had been there to stand between them, to actually strike the blow I was punished for. At least then, I would have been your champion, and the father you deserved, for a single moment. I paint this mark with eternal regret, and leave you this offering, though it will never touch the warmth of your hands. So to answer your question.
Yes. He does.
It's a lot of XP.
Yes.
Keep quiet now.
Well, that does hardly anything.
8 of them freezing.
Unless he freezes me first. They have such good aim, it's ridiculous.
Have you gone to all the vantage points yet?
I think all but one.
Okay. So I'm gonna read those.
Okay.
Unless you have other suggestions of.
No. Ow.
sure we read the first two already, so we're on the Explorer Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Apaka Shitstorm Tour, Day 3. I was 13 when I broke in and vandalized this place. Me and that kid.
I think that you read this one too.
Yeah.
They're scanning for me.
I think his name was Star. It was my first arrest, a real banner day for the Mati family. What a messed up kid I was. He like destroyed the paintings or something, and then his, oh yeah, and then his dad like paid for the things, paid for the paintings.
His new dad that he
18
didn't
months
like.
of basic income. The plan backfired. I didn't push Wyatt away. I handed him a golden opportunity. Yep.
Did you climb a tree?
Let him burn?
Yeah.
I'll
I guess
take
if
her.
he's not gonna come after me. Whoops.
Now he's coming after you.
Dun da da da. 3 knock sharp shot. Yeah. If all 3 of them got his neck sack. I think 2 is enough actually.
Must be the entrance to this den.
Did you? Must be an entrance to this dam.
Den? You said den.
I don't think I should jump in the water, but I'm guessing she doesn't get hurt by it. Hello, people. And of course, there's no fish. Oh.
Did not see that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Can I dive? I've never dove before. I'll follow the river upstream. Herp the derp.
Huh.
Which way is up? That way. Right? Control to dive down. Oh, okay, cool.
We might have read this one too. This is a Pocket Ship Storm Tour Day 8. Holy crap. That glitched out lifter that crushed your arm and clavicle. Back before you met Wyatt. That was in a mine back beyond these falls. Ugh, what a punk I was. Ma, I can't believe I just stumbled across this place. I remember your injury, of course. I just forgot that it happened all the way out here. I think I might have started reading this one, but I'm not sure if I finished it. This was before Wyatt, obviously, when things were really hard for us. I was 12 or 13, already smoking duster every day. And you were working all the time, stuck on the job you convinced Malergic to give you after they stuffed us on death settlement. It must have been terrible, servicing mining bots in dig tunnels for 1.5 basic, but it's how you kept us fed. When the lifter injured you, the foreman said it was your fault, yeah. Where did this one?
Okay.
Basically, she made a complaint and got Wyatt to do something to review the case.
Need them soon enough.
Pocket Ship Storm Tour, Day 9. I was setting up my tent right here when Wyatt's call came. Though I came as fast as I could. Wait. I think that was meant to be through. When Wyatt's call came through, I came as fast as I could, but you'd already slipped into a coma. We never got a chance to say goodbye. Hi, Ma. My plan was to go camping here after Amos 15 launch. I've been working OT for the past 9 months, so I was pretty frazzled, and figured I should take a weekend to relax before Crunch started up again. I was setting up my tent when Wyatt's call came through. He'd said it was an emergency. I called a lift spin vert and made it to Denver General in less than 27 minutes. I was too late. He already slipped into a coma. I didn't understand how that could be, but when I told Wyatt to explain, he just kept choking up, waving me towards the care station. So it was a holodoc that broke the news. How you'd been diagnosed a year later. The adverse reaction to gene therapy and polymer vascular replacements. The 6 months of mobile dialysis. I couldn't believe you'd kept it all secret from me, even at the height of Crunch. I called you once or twice a week, so you just sat there, listened to me enthuse about my latest project or complain about workplace politics. And all the while, you were dying? It didn't make sense. I marched back to Wyatt, cornered him, and demanded that he explain. He said you hadn't wanted to distract me, that I was doing important work and needed to focus. You know, as though the latest Amos launch and the palladium and rhodium it'd bring back to Earth mattered more than the Ma, who was already here. Wyatt kept saying how proud you were of me. He even parroted that onwards and upwards phrase of yours. He said I should get back to work. That's what you would have wanted. That he'd stay at the hospital and keep me informed. I didn't go back to work. I called in. It took arguing my way past 2 supervisors, a labyrinth automated HR menu, a human resource AI, and an anal defensive benefits executive to activate my personal leave, but I did. And then I sat at your bedside for the next 7 days. I kept thinking of the hospital after my OD at the amphitheater. Kept thinking that if you came out of coma, I wanted my face to be the first thing you saw. On the 8th day, they pronounced you dead. After the funeral, I went back to work, but I wasn't really there. I kept telling myself to focus, that I was okay to be there. It's what you would have wanted, after all. Onwards and upwards. But my work fell behind. When my supervisor called me in for an emergency review, I told myself to play it cool, accept the criticism, and promise to do better. It didn't go like that. I snapped and shouted at him, and then broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. 2 minutes and 3 sec drones later, and I was standing outside the Faro building, blinking in the sunshine, straightening my bunched up clothes. An alert on my focus indicated that I should go home for the day, then report for a disciplinary review on Monday. But I didn't go home. Another idea had risen up in my mind, already fully formed. I guess I had already been thinking of doing it for a while. I took a life spin to Pioneer Park. 10 minutes of asking around and truth test to show I wasn't a cop was all it took to make a connection. I went home with the drugs, started using, and didn't stop. Duster, snake, skydive, overcast. No razor wing, at least. I didn't take calls, didn't show up for the disciplinary review on Monday morning. A friend stopped by and hammered the door until I answered it. When he saw what was happening, he staged a one-man intervention. I agreed to go into treatment, but I didn't harbor any illusions. Use of personal leave was bad, but use of psych SA leave? Career suicide. Sure, they couldn't legally fire me for it, but I'd been around FAS long enough to know they'd find a way. My career was over. I thought I was at rock bottom, But I was wrong, of course. I still had a long way to fall.
Alright, that turned even more tragic than I thought it could.
Yeah.
Alright, in we go. And they're talking about the temperature of the water. Pseudo saying that there are a few springs that run about 100.
Detected. Evacuation recommended. Overflow basin compromised.
The overflow basin. Is that the den?
But yeah, some of the springs are about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a typical hot tub temperature.
Wow.
But then others are like 180 and highly acidic. The neighbors are making noise that makes me wonder if the kids are awake.
Someone's been through here. Not that long ago.
Well, I didn't mean to go the right way the first time. We're gonna explore a little bit more.
Hard to see anything, but this room looks like it's packed with old stuff. There's pieces missing. Not getting in here with dogs.
You're not one of those chat mods I saw outside, are you?
You'll never know.
Are you alright?
Not responding.
You don't know how happy you just made me. For a moment, I thought my fire was snuffed. The forge gone cold. But nope, nope. Not old Gildan.
You're welcome. Wait. Start from the beginning. What are you doing down here?
Ow! My apologies. When you mostly talk to yourself, you can tell your stories in whatever order you like. There's an artifact in that storage room I simply must acquire. But as you may have noticed, the door won't budge. I took one of those roundish, ringy what's-its from the wall beside the door. No luck. So I had to go with that panel with the button. Even less luck. My gentle experimentation caused the chamber to flood.
A little.
So I pushed the button again, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. Sparks and smoke. Now, obviously, I came here to investigate. My cautious footsteps may have contributed slightly to the collapse of a bridge. When the bridge began to collapse, I may have, for the sake of expedience, abandoned the cumbersome ringy what's-it to the waves. By the time I thought to give up the endeavor, the door had closed behind me. And thusly do we come to the present moment.
I like this guy.
You said something about an artifact?
Indeed. That storage room is brimming with treasures from the old ones, but one in particular caught my eye. An intricate looking glass. I've only seen one such device before. My old mom brought one back for me from wherever she'd gone to that time. I remember holding it, staring into its face, seeing myself. My mother just over my shoulder, smiling.
And one of these looking glasses. It's in the storage room.
Oh, yes. I'm quite sure. I peered into that dim little chamber, and there it was. I've wanted to find one for so long, Yes, this time I'm sure I have.
It's not gonna be a looking
Well,
glass.
there's no way we're getting into that storage room without another ring. It's part of the locking mechanism that controls the door.
You don't say. Well, that's fantastic news. Marvelous, even. You've got two hands. I've got two hands. Perfect! My savior, my salvation, and if you like, why wouldn't you? Of course you will. My accomplice. Together,
Hands
that ring
through
is
her
as
body.
good as ours. It's a storage room and it's spoiled.
Didn't you say you dropped the ring in the water?
Well, I'll grant you that adds a heretofore undiscussed level of complexity to the proceedings.
So you found the button that controls the flow of water.
Quite by accident.
And then you broke that button.
Also, quite by accident.
The panel's the only way to shut this place down, as far as I can tell. This isn't gonna be easy.
That storage room is filled. Top
Man,
to
the next game is gonna
Would you
be
be surprised to
friggin'
find
fantastic
parts
if it's anything like
would be.
this.
So, we need to replace that ring and get into the storage room. Then I can fix the panel and shut this place down.
I can finally wrap my fingers around that looking glass.
Okay, Gilden. How are we gonna get that ring?
2 sets of hands, girl. 2 sets of hands. Behind us lie a pair of gates, but I believe the gates must be operated in tandem. Together, we can dry this place out.
Guess we better get started then.
I guess we better.
Off waters. No way I'd be able to swim.
Up ahead, girl. See the valve? Time to put our hands to use. I'll take care of this one. There's another valve on the other side to lock the gate in place. Would you mind heading across and doing the honors?
Go through that thing right there.
You know, I'm reminded of a film I undertook out here in Plains. Stone Ruin, Cloud Tunnel, Midwest. The 13 levels. There's no wall.
This is the way I came, isn't it?
Tub of stagnant water. Jumping.
Where would the old ones want to cart around families? Marvelous! You made it! Now grab that valve and give it a spin.
On it.
A little more now, and I should be able to get the blasted gate moving.
There. You should be able to lower the gate.
Right you are! Now, when I get this gate down, you'll need to turn the valve again. Ought to lock this thing in place.
Nice.
One gate down.
Halfway through then, aren't we? To the second gate! A ladder is a rare and special thing, girl. Can depend on it to take you exactly where you need to go, and no further. I'd wager the valves for the second sluice gate are somewhere above us. How are we gonna get up there?
Let me look around. See what I can find. Looks like I could jump across on that rickety western platform. I'll find a way out.
I don't want to walk on it.
Nice jump! Nice! What am I saying? That was stupendous! Never seen such absolute disregard for personal safety.
Thanks, I think.
I'm glad somebody calls it out like it is.
Oh, you're close, girl. Just spring across the gap.
Good thing Aloy's got her T-dap shots.
Just send that ladder on down.
Look out below.
Ouch!
Chong.
Now, we've done this once before. Should be as easy as falling down a hole. If you take the valve on the other side.
It's set up the same way on this side. I should look for an access tunnel.
This is my sword of Delve. Valve filled with a problem to solve. A million minute and invisible factors.
Hang on a sec. Nope.
Worth checking.
Yes. And Aloy probably doesn't call out when people are asking for help because, you know, 20 years of not being allowed to talk to anybody. Kind of hard to break those habits.
Gilden.
Okay, stuck. Aloy.
Heal.
Is it supposed to come down this way?
Okay, Gilden, turn the valve.
It's not working! Damn thing's too heavy. Glance behind me, would you? See anything big and, broken?
Like that one?
That looks pretty broken.
Mm-hmm. It looks like there's machines under the water too, and I don't much care for that. Maybe not. Maybe they're just cameras. Okay, so maybe go back up to where that other thing was, and well, maybe I can just shoot the cables. Actually,
Looks like part of the counterweight broke off. If I can get up there, my weight might be enough to get it moving again. Hang on, okay? I've got a plan.
Get up on that railing. You're gonna jump over there. See what?
We'll climb up that wreckage. That's pretty much what I do.
Go the other way.
wrong way. The camera angle made it do something weird.
Can't jump straight to the counterweight from here. But I could climb higher. But wait.
Sure, tetanus die out with everything else. Yeah, totally.
Going down.
Am I supposed to be getting off now? There's my way out.
Almost low enough to jump.
You can make it! Let's see another one of those mad leaps!
Got it. We're good to go.
Then do something.
Right?
You were a sight to see. Bounding from metal rust trap to metal rust trap. Still a bit of water, but low enough, wouldn't you say? Now then, where's that ring?
Good question. Well, at least I should be able to swim, right?
Snap maw! It's a snap maw! Very, very big snap maw!
I see it, Gilden.
Very big, very, very big!
Just stay out of the way.
Looks to be about average size to me, personally, but...
I don't agree with that.
What?
That it can freeze you from underground.
Underneath.
Snap maw swallowed that
We'll find out after I've killed it.
Jump in water.
Is there enough water for that? Oh, right there.
You were right. This thing did swallow the ring.
That's the old Gildan intuition in action. Never led me astray. Sure, its chosen routes can be a bit circuitous, but never mind. To the storage room. To the spoils. Ooh, what's in here? More
We drained
old
enough
world
water for
treasures,
what we need to
perhaps?
do,
This
but
place is full of
I
surprises.
wonder if I could empty out the
Can
whole
we have a
dam.
look?
I'm confused. What are you looking at, dude?
I think you're going there. Because he's leading you back to the room.
Valves. Maybe I can drain the rest of the water from here. My focus could find something I've missed. All right, time to get the flow going to the right place.
I say this as a man typically enamored of complexities, but this looks like it might be a little much for me.
Don't worry.
Ooh, I like it.
Music to
Do you
my
want to do it?
ears. To
No,
each
it's okay.
job
You can do
its
it.
proper
I just
tool.
like the puzzle.
Toothpicks make horrible arrows, as the saying goes.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't right.
Who makes music?
Okay.
So
So
this
I
is the
need
only
the
viable
water to
path
go-
to those. So, but that's broken. So you're gonna be moving this one right here.
This one here?
Yep. Pretty sure. It's gonna go back to that one. So turn it counterclockwise.
Oops.
You got a competent mind, girl. A mind for nuance and finesse.
'Cause-
Not I. No, indeed.
Yep.
Not old Gildan.
Now you're gonna direct it back.
Because
One more. Right? No. Okay.
am I supposed to get the turbine to move?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually wasn't even looking at it. I was just looking at solving the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Because
Okay.
I'm supposed to stop it from flooding, so I need to have the
Can I
water
actually
go
solve
down
it?
to that turbine.
Can I solve it?
Sure.
Demands
Okay.
certain
Just a
degree of
moment.
I'm just my
Yep.
brain is itching too hard.
I'm afraid I inherited my mother's restlessness.
I think you spiraled around the stairs for too long. Oh, did you? Well, I mean, this place is big. It could hold all sorts of stuff. And with how expensive everything is. The red ones are broken.
Yep.
That's not quite right.
So you need to...
So that one goes over there. So the only possible way it can go is this way. It's the only possible way. This one needs to receive that water and go. So this
Been
one
at
isn't
this a
going to be
while,
touched.
girl. No room to judge, mind.
So if you have this one, turn this way, and then have it go back that way.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. And then you turn this one so that it goes that way. That did not work. Never mind.
Because we just did that. So we know this has to be
Something's
that.
not right.
We're not kidding.
That's also broken. So something.
Hang on.
Okay.
Can you turn this one so that those two pipes are connected?
Okay.
And then get the water to go to that one.
This one?
To the one that you just turned. Yeah.
There. One step closer.
This is so weird. This should be able to go.
Getting there.
So yeah.
There we go.
And now it's just that.
There, that should do it.
Ta-da!
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Got it working, did you? Of course you did. Never met a conundrum you couldn't unconundrum, have you?
The door's open. Guessing it's sealed because of the flooding.
Definitely a cranny, but nothing there.
This must go down to the lower level.
Where should I?
I'll shake it out later.
Ooh, purple.
Stinks up here. Looks like that's everything.
Smell that?
I should head back up with Gilda.
Smells like a port side morning in the plane. So, as we circle back around to the matter of the supply room,
No, go back up.
Why? That's
Because-
where we went in. Oh. We drained the rest of the water out, you're right.
Yeah.
So,
He's trying to take you to the supply room.
yeah. I'm just double checking there's nothing way down there or something.
Okay.
Supply room it is.
I can't wait,
So
I
this
can't
says
wait.
there are a number of super special coils lurking in different locations. Keep an eye out for them. Like that drummer one, I have no idea what that's gonna do. But
Soon I'll hold the looking glass in my hand. Just like Mom and I used to.
It's gonna be super important for our quests. So he's gonna have to die.
Holographic interface. Must be some kind of code. Maybe I should try scanning objects in this area. The lock positions. Helpful.
So,
left, up, down, up, right.
What? What are you doing with your
No.
hands there, girl?
up, down.
Upright.
I can't believe that worked. I thought you'd lost your mind, tickling the empty air like that.
Full already.
Where is it? Where did it go?
It's just a reflection in the glass.
It's on his eye. That's where it is.
Okay, let's fix the panel and shut this place down.
What a going.
You look at his face. Oh.
Everything okay?
I was so sure I saw it. The looking glass.
Alarm clock.
So sure. Right there in the window. Of course. Trick of the light. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry, Gildan. It must have meant a lot to you.
Oh. No. Much as any artifact of the old ones would mean to me, really.
Nah.
It's fine. I'm fine. Besides, what are the spoils compared to the delve? That's why we do it, girl. The delve, not the treasure. And what a delve it was! Ugh. By the great blazing forge, I'll never forget that. Now then, I believe we have some repairs to make.
He's got a lot more pain hiding in him than he lets on.
Yeah.
Poor guy. There's a thing to scan to the left there.
Oh, that's a whole lot prettier, isn't it? What does it mean?
Means it worked.
By the forge. Ah, you are a wonder! Do you hear that often? I'll hazard a guess you do.
I've heard something like that once or twice.
Oh, she's modest now. A master of the arts of the old ones, a delver to shame the entire claim, and she wants to be modest. Ha!
It's not like I did it alone, Gildan.
No. No, I suppose not.
So what's next for you? On your way back to the claim?
And deprive the people of Song's Edge the story of this encounter? Perish the thought! I'll stay there a while longer. But a story is best told by all who encountered it. Come and lend a hand, won't you?
She actually agreed to do
Overflow basin empty. Interior accessible. Minimal flood damage.
Sounds like the basin is dried out too. Maybe I'll take a look.
Another adventure so soon? You're braver than me. But there was no question of that. You go on ahead. I'm gonna stand right here and bask in our victory for a while.
In here?
For what?
He said more things drained or whatever.
Yeah, the basin that the lady played music in drained.
Oh.
So it's leading you to it.
Hey, it survived.
Somehow.
Water's lower. You're going by that sound. I think Laolai's already at the dam.
If you would inspect that over there.
The whole building?
Yeah. Just in
Here, why
case.
don't you go and do it?
Okay.
That was about the most wholesome side quest I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
They did some work on those facial animations to show the empathy that Aloy had and then the pain that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Just
It was awesome.
it's one of those things where it's like the second game, Gildan better be there.
Yeah.
You know, we actually help him find the eyeglass.
What are you?
I guess the old ones like these animals.
Yeah, what now? Huh.
Watch, we'll break off the tail and they won't want it anymore.
Ah. But that's the second one, so I missed some.
Is this part of the Frozen Wilds?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was dead after that drop too.
I'm that good.
You're that lucky. Ooh. Yes, I am doing this. Ready? That was not as cool as I hoped it would be.
Scrabbling a bit. She wasn't kidding about the sound.
So Arnok was there drawing those paintings.
I think a lot of Banuk make the paintings, though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
because
just the
they
figures.
respect Anok. Now that they found out what happened to him. The wandering warrior.
Well, but when I did a side quest earlier where that's not gonna hurt anything.
You look happy to be playing again.
I don't know what you did, but the water drained in the snap of a short song. What do you think of the music?
I've never heard anything else like it.
That's because there's no other place with such resonance, such intonation that rattles your ribs with its power. And of course, no one else knows these pipes like I do. I learned them by ear before I could walk, strapped to my father's back. Thank you for draining the waters. Not just for myself, but for my ancestors and your sons. Please, take this as a token of our gratitude.
Blue.
What? Oh, ooh, 3 blue gem. Bum ba bum.
It's enough to get the next thing for you, right?
I don't think so.
2.
I mean, unless I do one of these things, but I'm not really interested in these. I guess we can do override or take down the heavy elite, but
Combat override. Eventually we'll do it.
yeah.
Okay.
What warmth feels like out here.
Maverick says, well, that's one way to describe the music. Okay, so I guess we'll just head up the mountain. Because we still got an hour before 11. Are you good for more?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the 3-day weekend, not a weekend.
That's true. Oh, hello.
Looks good.
I'm amazing. I was hoping for something a little bit more melodious, but I guess, you know, kind of like if they had open pipes. Something more like the Blue Man,
Yeah.
not just clank, clank, clank.
Tasty.
We'll have to listen to and read all the files from the dam eventually. It's an interesting old story they pieced together.
Let's just read it. What's
Frozen Wilds Collectibles. Hey!
Alright, I should finish
have all
the
Banuk figures.
locations.
Yeah.
You
Let's
missed
see.
one.
I did. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, here we go. Do you want to do these now or later?
No, I'm just gonna read them here.
Okay. They should be in their own section.
Yeah. The thing is we can keep going through this. I gotta finish these things.
The data, the
Yeah.
vantage point ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says the last one is an actual song recording.
Hmm.
Do you go through and get every single thing, Pseudo? Are you meticulous enough to be able to do that on the first run? I hear you. What are you? That's pretty. Let's see. Why can't I play it? Oh, there we go.
Live from the illustrious Overflow Basin Studios, it's Concrete Beach Party! A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4!
That's a bit better.
Okay, Zach.
Yikes. Bye at the bottom here.
Interesting.
Yes.
Monument Valley. A pocket shitstorm tour day 7. I was 3 months out of rehab when we went camping out here.
The shaman's path must be around here somewhere.
Wyatt went to sleep early, so it was just the 2 of us.
This must be one of the markers Naltuk told me about.
I'm sorry.
When we stayed up and watched the Perseids. After, as we talked about the stars and space tech, I suddenly knew what I wanted to do with my life. Hi, Ma. It was August. Summer school had wrapped, and I'd aced my courses.
Some gear though.
So I was heading back to 10th grade with a good head of steam. As a reward for my studies and my sobriety, you and Wyatt gave me a Fullerton Labs Astro Prodigy and took me camping to watch the Perseids at their peak. I was amped. Wyatt spent all afternoon struggling with a self-constructing shelter he'd bought for the trip, until finally he gave up and built the damn thing manually. Well, the sleeping pods anyway. While we made a fire and cooked dinner, it must have taken a lot out of him because Wyatt was nodding off at dinner and went to bed soon after. As night fell, we sat and watched the meteors streak across the sky like fingernail scratches, marveling at their abundance, laughing our light. After an hour or so, you asked me to teach you the constellations. So I launched the Astro Prodigy and played Professor, spouting off about each star grouping as the drone magnified them.
What's this chime for? To help guide the way with sound? If there's more, maybe my focus can find them.
Do you have to shoot it?
I don't think so.
I'll look at it with your focus. Later, I had it zoom in on the Odyssey, which was still constructed in orbit back then. It was another year or 2 before they abandoned it. We could actually see the robots building it, zipping across the hull like little fireflies. So I jabbered about that, which got me started on yammering about the robots that Pharaoh and other corporations, even Metallurgic, had begun sending up to mine helium-3 from Luna and metals from the asteroid belt. The more I spoke about space tech, the more excited I became. But I was getting cold, too. Deserts at night are like that. So I sat back down next to you, and we huddled together under the camp blanket. For a little while, we were quiet. I wanted to say what I was thinking, but it felt ridiculous. But then Wyatt snored explosively from inside the shelter, and we giggled. And our laughter seemed to make an opening to me to just go ahead and say it. That I, your delinquent son, who'd almost flunked out of high school, who'd nearly died of an OD at Bashcore concert, wanted to be an aerospace engineer and make the sorts of machines we'd been talking about. Robots to gather resources in the solar system, maybe even ones that could travel to other stars and colonize new worlds. You looked at me and smiled. Then that is what you will do. And then you looked up at the night sky and said, very plainly,
Glad at least there's stuff.
as though it was a simple fact, you will write the story of our family across the stars. School started the next week, and I never looked back. Never looked back.
Long way.
no stuff in this one? I'm insulted.
Thrice orbital. This is a really interesting story to me.
Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying it too. That looks like it's the right way. Yeah, so... Ooh, what are you? Oh, crap.
Ooh, you can jump up.
Yeah, I will, but that's the right way. So I'm going all the wrong ways first so I can get all the stuff.
Day 12. As we watched the booster arc up into the sky, riding a pillar of flame, you took my hand, squeezed it, and said, "You have written the story of our family across the stars." Hi, Ma.
A chime. Not sure I saw this fork before.
The last stop after this, I'll have said everything I need to.
This way. Then, where?
Shoot him through that.
Yep.
It was just a routine launch, but for us, it might as well have been Apollo 11. It was my first payload, a Seeker extractor, with an upgraded propulsion system I'd designed. The vehicle was destined for M89282, an asteroid rich in ruthenium and tungsten, a metallurgic claim, as it happened. A family event, through and through. So there we stood, in the open air as night fell and the stars came up. And of course, I was thinking of that night years before, when we watched the Perseids together and talked and dreamed of this very moment. You were thinking of it too, because when the booster launched, as it rose into the sky, on its jet of flame, you took my hand and said, "You have written the story of our family across the stars." Even then, I knew it wasn't true. The vehicle was headed for a rock, not a star. It was a routine launch, not some voyage of discovery. But my heart was too full to quibble. I just smiled and squeezed your hand back. It was the finest moment of my life. You and me, Ma. Onwards and upwards. The start of great things. But after you died and I broke down, the meaning of that night changed. Everything that had seemed wonderful seemed to turn rotten and false. Tricksy. False.
Hang on. Come on.
It seemed false because it was false. I'd never written anything across the stars. Sure, I'd hoped to work on a project like that, a deep space probe or a colony ship, but it never happened, and now that my career was over, it never would. And then when I found out about the plague, the memory haunted me even worse, because it wasn't just me who failed to write a story across the stars, you see. It was all of us, our entire species. All our innovation, all our tech, all our striving, and it came to zero. I've been looking up at the stars a lot, Ma, and the only thing I see written across them is that we are small and insignificant, and will soon disappear with hardly a trace left behind. It's a hard story, and I don't much like it, so I guess maybe what I've been trying to do these past 12 days is tell a different story. Not a big story written across the stars, but a tiny one written across the humble earth of the only world we ever got to know. I have no reason to think that anyone or anything will survive to ever read it. But whether that happens or not, the truth of the story remains. That once upon a time, on a planet called Earth, there lived a boy named Bashar, who loved his mother very, very much. Goodbye, Mom. I love you. Bashar Mati, son of Amal and Behas Mati, stepson of Wyatt Mahante. 24 November 2064.
Very interesting. Ooh, drummer's weapon coil.
That's the one I got.
Yeah. And then I just got this one.
What does the
reinforced
drummer's
outfit.
weapon coil do? Freeze, shock, and corruption.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But I don't know if I can put that on any of my things. I don't think I can. It has to be a drummer's weapon. Oh, no, I can. Actually, I should put that on that other one, shouldn't I?
Yeah, the bow.
The bow.
We'll find the lowest corruption.
Pretty sure it was that middle one.
Okay. Didn't matter.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Do you think people were in space and watched all the events on Earth? There were some, I think, but that's another story later. It's made for the warbow. So cool. This is giving me Ocarina of Time vibes. Snow caverns.
I'm gonna ask the stream. Has anybody rented and watched Mulan? I'm curious. I have not. Nor do I think I really plan to.
Oh, you got me.
Did they say anything?
No, not yet. Suda says I haven't watched it, and I saw an ad for it, and they were describing it as an action movie. Not sure about it.
Yeah. I'm kind of waiting for the consensus to happen. Apparently people are mad about something about it. I don't know what. I probably care about it, like the actual issue, but I don't know if I care about it.
Way out. Some gear though.
Okay, other stalker, where are you? Where are you? There you are.
Stalkers are kind of the worst thing in this game.
that doesn't seem right.
I think there's something scannable right there.
It's just the wind chime.
There's something on the ground. If you go back. And then there's the climbing wall.
Yeah, but there's...
Down, look. Oh my gosh.
They're candles.
Right there.
That's beyond the wall.
Oh, okay.
They're resources, usually. And there was another path over the other way. I haven't gotten anything great from those things yet, but just to be meticulous. Suda says, I bet they took all the songs out, grumpy face.
They definitely took all the
Yeah.
songs out. I've known about that for months.
Was it further back?
Like, the songs were a really good part of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a movie where, like, all the songs were good. Or felt like they were necessary.
Yeah, I don't recall any other ones either. But then Disney's very good about keeping songs stuck in your head.
I don't know. I don't put up with a lot of their songs.
Done with the cave. So what's next on this path?
I don't know, but there's view over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go to the edge. Imagine being stuck in the mountains, having this kind of a view.
Be amazing. If you've got yourself set up, yeah, it's a good view. And Suda says, what? How can they not have the song? Well, they managed to mess up Lion King too, so...
They made a Lion King too?
They made so many Lion Kings.
How does this bridge work? Looks like it needs to fill up with water.
That's how it works.
Do I get something if I activate all of those?
Say that again?
I'm wondering if I get something if I activate all of those.
Probably.
I don't know.
How do I cross this one? There it is.
Yeah. Right? And then
Down, then up.
no, that's just my way up. Isn't it? Says you can fall, so don't worry. Living in Yellowstone was amazing. I had the most beautiful commute in the country. Not hard to believe.
There's the way up.
What is that?
Dead body.
Pigment light.
Huh. It's interesting how this...
Pull the rope to
Oh.
move this thing into position.
It's interesting how what now?
The bridge is further.
Gotcha.
Well, it's interesting how this game only got one DLC.
Yeah. I felt like it should have gotten a whole lot more.
I mean, usually games pick 2 as the number. So the fact that this only got 1 is just interesting.
Whoops. I forgot to hit jump. Boy, how young are their shamans that they have to make this climb?
Well, hopefully we get like 15 blue things.
Somehow I doubt that. It looks like my best way of getting blue crystal is going to be doing side quests for people. Hello.
Something to scan over there.
It's the next wind chime.
I see.
I'll find the gate of the Osrund's home, just like you could find the pass to get here. I bet they had it planned, but scrapped it.
What?
The pseudo saying that you can find the gate to the Osrund's homeland. Just like you could find the entrance to here, but you couldn't access it, so he thinks that they had another planned, but they didn't end up doing it.
Interesting. Sony's like, this did really, really well. Make a sequel. Forget the DLC.
Yep.
Feels like if I blink, my eyes will freeze shut.
Well, that's never happened before. Uh-oh. You must be the bear.
Urban wasn't exaggerating. There's definitely something new out here. And I don't think it's friendly.
No kidding. How did it walk away?
Yeah.
It's just a tease for now.
Onward and upward.
Who goes through and
Wait,
resets
go-
all those
go over
things?
there. Just see if maybe there's some.
Yeah.
No, in the light.
Oh.
See if there's like. I hope there's nothing. In the middle of the light. Go down. Stay in the light and just look for something maybe that you can pick up. No?
Nope.
Interesting.
Hope you brought your bear spray. Do machines smell? I mean, they could have olfactory senses that trigger where they congregate to. It wouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Because, like, smoke detectors activate because of things that we can't smell, but I mean, or, well, some of them from things that we can. Is that a thing that I override? I have to get to the other side of it. Oh, okay. It's not the end. I thought I would fall off a mountain.
It's the end of a lawyer. We know it. So stupid.
Rawr, rawr, fear me, rawr, rawr.
Oh. You're gonna get mauled.
You betcha.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You suck, bear. Keep pew-pewing him.
I lucked out.
Barely an inconvenience.
Barely.
Down. Going back to find Ersa. Which means gotta climb.
Jared says blast thing is overpowered. We got 3 damage coils on it. Best I could find.
Do another try.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that all the Banuk do it when they are honoring somebody or something. Let's see. Blast thing is overpowered. Yeah, now try this at level 15. Nope.
I could beat that level 1 if I had that thing. The sling.
Scrapes.
Why? It's snow.
There's rocks underneath the snow. And snow can tear you up, stretch you up pretty bad.
Should be able to get up there.
I did scan that thing, didn't I? But
The
with
bear?
the
Yeah, you did.
with the jaws that open sideways, the sawtooths do that too.
Hmm.
They just have more plating on their face, so it's not quite as obvious.
This is Lake Powell. Day 11. I came out here to die, but instead of overdosing at Wyatt's cottage, I went out walking along the water. I was standing right here when the idea hit me, and the moment it did, I knew I had to do it.
Do it.
Do it. Hi, Ma. I came here with a duffel full of drugs after I found out about the plague. I had a plan, a simple one. I figured I'd spend a few days getting high, then OD on Overcast. I guess I was still furious at Wyatt for aiding and abetting your silence. If everything had gone according to plan, my corpse would have lay rotting in the cottage for who knows how long. He would have needed the least catastrophic cleaning bots just to scrape me off the floor.
Was talking about. Guess I should take some Google.
A skeletal middle finger from beyond the grave.
I should take all of it. Just give me all of it.
But things didn't go to plan. For some reason, I went out walking before I got high. I trudged along the shore, thinking of all the times we walked and talked here, how I'd changed over the years, how you'd stayed the same. Whether I was a high schooler jabbering about AP classes, or a university student gossiping about my professors, or a FAS engineer pontificating about payload yields. You were always there, always listening, always interested, and always encouraging me. Of course, spurring me on. Onwards and upwards.
An ancient door. Maybe Ersa is inside.
It's pretty long, so.
Do you want me to wait?
No, let's keep going.
He made it seem like it was like way beyond, but this is not way beyond. Fire break.
Lots of strange equipment. What was this place?
But now, here I was, an abject failure, standing alone on his beach, as all around me, children chasing playbots across the sand. Sunbathers basked. Families splashed in the water or zipped past an old-timey boat. on old-timey boats, utterly oblivious to the mechanical terrors that would soon consume them. Brief moments in the sun, doomed to the end in horror and amount to nothing. All your love and devotion, all the sacrifices you made to support my success, what had that come to? Failure. And at such cost, we never even got a chance to say goodbye.
Connected to the door.
Some snakes have a split jaw, yeah, so they can swallow big things, but that's probably just to make them look cooler.
What am I supposed to do with these lights?
They sure like these puzzles, don't they?
I sure like these puzzles, don't
You
I?
want to do these puzzles?
I like this puzzle.
You want to do this puzzle, don't you? Would you like me to continue reading?
No.
Okay.
So we gotta avoid this one?
Yes.
Okay. So,
These things turn, changing the flow of light.
No kidding. And then the last one. A super super.
All right. Let's see if the door's open.
What's that other light? Can you turn back around them? Those right there. Probably nothing. Blevins? What are blevins?
you can tell who's playing, because...
Leap, leap, leap. I already scanned that.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. If you rescan it, it'll trigger it again so that you can listen to any audio. You have to crouch.
Huh.
Those screens seem like they would be a huge waste of power.
If they're only visible through your focus, maybe not.
Maybe they're just a hologram. You can stop crouching, by the way. He straightens up in real life, too. You read why Blevins installed the things. Let's use energy.
Not entirely sure where I'm at.
Maybe depends, because our focus brings into light things that have already. I'm pretty sure I came
So
in
we
here.
came
I
from
came
here.
in here,
Okay.
and I haven't explored anything else in this room. Open the blast doors. Open the blast doors. Was there one more open room? Thank you. There's a scannable in the middle of the snow there. We missed the epic door. No, I have not read why Blevins installed the things.
Middle of the snow.
Right there. A clock.
That would have been a pretty epic door for sure.
Maybe the elevator came down or something. If it's yellow, climb it. They implied Blevins didn't care about such things. Security. The security guy. unpleasant dude. Is Blevins the one that made the Deathbringers and then?
I don't know.
Haven't gotten that far, and it's been years.
You can't make me crouch.
Maybe I can get back inside through that structure over there.
Want to take back over?
Sure.
I'm gonna finish reading.
Whoops.
But even if I hadn't failed, if I'd gone on succeeding, would that have been any better? The whole time I was clawing my way up the ladder at FAS. The company's military division was creating the tech that would end the world. I served the same master. Success was a ladder to nowhere. It just took falling off and landing on the Vantage project to see it. I didn't know, but the irony of whatever had never hit me until I was standing on this beach. That it was only because I'd failed and been assigned to Vantage, an abandoned time capsule project, that I'd found out the world was ending. Irony? More like a cosmic joke. Why then did the realization hit me like an inspiration? I had access to the tech. I knew I could do it. Sure, in the end, it would probably all just come to nothing, like everything else. But for 50,000 years or more, whatever data I left behind would still be there. It wouldn't be much, but it wouldn't be nothing either. I went back to the cottage, stashed the drugs, called a life spin into town. If I was going to make an end-of-the-world tour, I figured I might as well do it in style. So I leased a Sabara and rode that to FAS. I let myself into the lab, signed out 12 Vantage spikes for testing, but put them in the trunk of the Sabara, and the rest is history. When I started the tour, I figured I'd come back here and pick up where I left off, get high, then dead. But the first thing I did when I got back was incinerate the drugs. All 2.5 months of salary worth, so that bridge to oblivion has literally been burned. I don't know how I'm going to die, but I can't be like that. I know how you felt about me and drugs.
I ask again, as I've asked 1,000 times. Speak to me. What more would you have me do? Is there no prayer that will reach you? No mark that will break your bonds? Ah! I can't help you if you won't speak. Whisper is all I ask. To guide me. Who? No. How? How did you get here? The way was sealed by the spirit herself.
I used one of these. I could show you.
Yes, show me. Please.
Just 2 seconds.
Uh-huh.
However it happens, I can at least promise you this. I will die clean. I still have one last spike to sink. One final stop on the Grand Mystery Tour. I'll see you there.
What a turnaround.
Yeah. So that was the end of set 2.
I'll bet the goal's the same.
Do you want to do the puzzle?
Yep. This is much more complicated.
Yeah.
So goes
Tip
out
Pharaoh made
there
all
and
the
it comes back.
robots. Belvin works for Pharaoh. He was here for a very specific task. What did you ask?
Nothing. I'm talking to myself through the puzzle.
Gotcha.
When puzzles get more complicated, it's not going to take the easy route.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not going to work either. Because if I go this way, it can't proceed.
Can you move the middle one at all? No. Okay.
Okay. So it has to come here. No, it doesn't. I could.
Go that way.
It can't go to that one because it has to come in.
Well, and then you turn that to that one.
That's not going to work either. So my initial assumption was right. Has to go this way. Comes this way. Has to go this way. To continue on. What am I missing? Oh. Really? No. No.
Have it go off the other way.
This does not move. This.
Yeah, no hints. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We play puzzle games together sometimes. And the fun of it is figuring it out.
That might do it.
There we go. Progress. I think the fact that you don't see these puzzles from top down makes this puzzle a bit harder. Yes.
For sure. It's a very simple puzzle. I'm guessing it's going to go out because it's been going in for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Auxiliary channel.
Whoa.
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. Is someone there? Aurea? Aurea, I need you.
Authorized transmission. Return to scheduled task.
No, I will not submit. Aurea, the daemon is Aurea, please.
Transmission terminated.
Hmm.
You heard it. The voice of the spirit calling to me from the heights of Thunder's drum.
She was able to throw off the bonds of the daemon for a moment. Because of what you did. Who are you? And what do you want?
I'm Aloy. Naltuk sent me. He thought that you could use my help.
He was not mistaken. You've been a revelation. Now I know for certain that the spirit endures. Perhaps together we can find a way to set her free.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I came all this way for answers, and so far, I haven't heard any.
It seems to me that you are the answer. But of course, I'll tell you all I can.
You seem to have a history with this voice, this spirit.
She saved my life. Here, years ago, during the war with the Karja. A raid scattered my Werak. I was cut off, alone. I lured the enemy into the Rime Drifts, hoping to lose them in the mist, but they endured, so I took refuge in this cave. That's when I heard her voice. A wanderer, lost like me. A spirit of the blue light, yet sundered from it. She asked me for aid. She chose me, but I was in no position to help, not with the Karja after me. So she helped me first. By closing a door on the mountain below, one you must have opened to get here. Locked by means similar to those found in this room. It kept the Karja from reaching me. Safe from them. I was able to do as she asked.
What did the spirit want from you?
She said she was hurt. Incomplete. She needed bones. Parts not unlike what you'd find in a machine. They were here, in this room. She wanted me to bring them to Thunder's Drum. So I did, and she showed me how to heal her. So began our communion.
You had a communion with the spirit?
Yes. Inside Thunder's Drum is a room like this one, only larger, with an altar. I went there many times to speak with her.
What did she say?
She told me she was lost and needed my help. She asked questions about our lands, our tribe, and she listened. With patience, with wisdom. I told her things long kept silent about my family, my dreams, my fears. She never tired of me, never judged. We kept each other's company.
Aurea, what do you think the spirit is?
I see. You are not Banuk, and our songs are not familiar to you. You do not know of the blue light. That which struggles to survive in our hearts and animates the machines. The essence of life, and in its purest form. Harmony. As the anger of the machines grows, this light has faded from the world, and the spirits it sustains are stranded. That's what she is. A lost soul, cut off from what it needs. Lonely, forsaken. I must... We must.
I'm not sure if I understand, but I want to.
That's all I need.
The daemon. What do you know about it?
I spoke with the spirit many times. First here, then inside Thunder's Drum. The last time... She told me she was under attack by something that could not be seen by mortal eyes. Something... evil. She named it the daemon, and said it needed her power to do what it willed. And she begged me for help, to find a way to destroy her, if necessary, to keep it from using her. That was 5 years ago. I didn't hear her voice again. Until today.
What kept you from the spirit, after it begged for help?
I went to Artok, hoping he could protect her. But the war with the Karja still raged, and before I could reach him... I was ambushed by the Mad Sun King's kestrels, and taken to Meridian in chains. I wasn't able to return to Thunder's Drum until long after the liberation, not until last thaw.
You said you returned to Thunder's Drum. That was the expedition that went bad. I saw the funeral.
Yes. Once there was finally peace with the Karja, Aratak and I gathered a Werak of great hunters to defeat the daemon. And yet, the old door to Thunder's Drum was replaced by a gate we could not pass, and many machines. We were crushed. Aratak called a retreat, but we had already lost our best. We abandoned them to the snow as we fell back. After. You and I could not agree on what to do next. So I came here, hoping against hope to hear the spirit again. And because of you, I did.
Let's see if I've got this straight. We heard two voices. One you call the spirit, captured somehow by the one you call a daemon. Whatever this daemon is, it's related to the machines and why they've become more dangerous. I want to know how. Both the spirit and the daemon are on a mountain, Thunder's Drum. So why don't we go there and figure out what it all means?
We can't. Thunder's Drum is dangerous, more than you can imagine. The daemon has secured it. Besides, Aratak won't let us go. As chieftain, he controls the pass to the mountain, and he can't be reasoned with.
Sounds like I need a new chieftain.
Ha! There's an idea that's certain to win us friends. You said you were a hunter. And I'll wager you're not an ordinary one. It's not impossible, even for an outlander. And Aratak couldn't refuse the challenge if you were known among the Werak.
Wait, me? Challenge Aratak? I don't want to be chieftain of anything, much less a bunch of Banuk that don't want me.
But you want to go to Thunder's Drum, don't you? You heard the spirit. She's suffering, tormented by the daemon. She longs to be free. And perhaps, when released from her bonds, she can give you the answers you seek.
I can't believe I'm agreeing to this. Fine. What do I have to do?
Get the Werak's attention to show the worth of your claim. Win at the hunting grounds. Kill bandits that prey on the cut. Or speak to my friend Sakuli. You help her, you'll definitely get noticed. Do all you can. When the time comes for you to throw your spear at Aratak's feet, I will be there to back your claim. Until then, I'll be here to answer any questions you have about the challenge. Oh, and one more thing. In the box over there is a weapon, like my own. Take it. You may find it useful.
Yes. What is it? Oh, a storm slinger. What is that? And 6 blue gleam.
Whoa. Looks like a fish.
No, that's something else.
Oh.
I think you gotta open the treasure box that has it.
Oh, right.
Loot the boxes. Oh, it didn't get a good look at it. Yes. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. But, okay.
Is it not a spear?
No.
Well, let's scrap it then.
No. Hang on. Go back to the weapons and see if you can equip it. Okay, yeah. Goat skin. Oh, okay. We have to find a fireplace and go to bed. No, go the other way. I'm sure there's another fireplace out that way. Okay, well, maybe not. You can fast travel to one of them, though. Go ahead and zoom out.
Do I really want to?
Maybe not.
Well.
Maybe just follow the trail. There'll probably be one along the way. So Pseudo, if you buffed the machine parts, I mean, do you have we're talking about making those headdresses, the Banuk headdresses. Do you have a way to weld them together? Because the headdresses, they have thicker parts than a bike would typically have. That might get them to a thickness that'd be agreeable. If you make one of these, you gotta post pictures and I will totally buy one from you. But I understand if it's a one-time thing. I used to make certain bags, and I made like I made 3, and then it was like, I'm done. I haven't picked it up since. Squirrel! Smack it! Go ahead and pull out the map. There's a fireplace. You're heading for it. Don't know all the glues and epoxies that might work here. Okay. I really like this DLC. Just so
The whole
good.
game's DLC.
The whole game's?
It's downloadable content. Hey!
You're
I
hilarious.
am beyond tired,
Yes,
people.
you are. Let's get you to bed. Okay, let's do Zori today. Looks like she and Rorthik are doing 7 days. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, tonight was awesome.
Nabber High.
For many reasons.
Should we have thought of this while I was still in college? Free, oh yeah, college stuff. Free access to so many good things.
What?
Anyway, we'll see you guys some other time. Bye.
Bye.